Okay, I want to just show a few things, a few signs from God today, and go here to our thing. So I'm going to talk about the exponent of the 19th Mersenne Prime. And as we have known for a while, the exponent of the 19th Mersenne Prime is 4253. Okay? And immediately from this, we know that chapter 42 in the Quran has 53 verses. Okay? So that is not by accident that chapter 42 has 53 verses. The reason behind it is because it happens to be the number will actually produces the 19th Mersenne Prime with an exponent of 4253. That's why. Okay? So 4253rd Gaussian prime is 87407. These are all physical facts. So 1121st individual Gaussian twin prime happens to be the same number, 87407. But 1121 has a very unique place in the Quran. It's the frequencies of Hamim in surahs 40, 41, 42. Remember now, we start with chapter 42 having 53 verses. And we produce the number of Hamims from 40 to 42. Okay? And those numbers are respectively 444, Hamims, the count of frequency of Ha plus Mim in chapter 40, 324, number of Ha plus Mim in chapter 41, and 353, the number of Ha-Mims in chapter, frequency of Ha plus frequency of Mims in chapter 42 in the Quran. And they add up exactly to be 1121. Okay? So this number 87407 is actually generating that number for us. Okay? It tells us what's going on. Okay? By actually having this property that 87407 happens to be 4253rd Gaussian prime, and 4253 happens to be the exponent of the 19th Mersenne prime, and the fact that 42 has 53 verses. Okay? So 1121 happens to be a multiple of 19, but it's a very specific number, multiple of 19. It's 19 times 51, 59. Okay? And the indices of these two prime numbers, 19 and 59, are 8 and 17, and 8, 17 equal 19 times 43 is the frequencies of Aleph plus Lam plus Mim in Surah 31 in the Quran. So you see what happened here? First, we generated the number of verses in chapter 42. Then we said, what is the frequency of Hamim in these chapters, 40, 40, 41, 42? Okay, and it came out to be 1121. That's the second generation. Third, we generated the number of Aleph Lam Mim in chapter 31, which is called Luqman. Okay. Happens that 783 is the index of additive prime 87407. Okay. That's not additive prime. Index additive prime. Sorry. Index additive prime. That means that if you sum up its index with the prime number, you're going to get another prime number. Index additive prime is 87407. Okay, but 783 happens to be the 114th quad prime, and we know that Quran has 114 chapters. So see what we did today. First, we generated how many verses we have in chapter 42. we said what is the number of Hamim from 40 to 42, and recall also that chapter 42 is the only chapter in the Quran that has that two sets of initials. So God has given us a hint there that there is more to this than meets the eye, so to speak. Okay. And then we also generated the number of Alif Lam Mim, the count of Alif plus Lam plus Mim in chapter 31 in the Quran. And furthermore, we also generated how many surahs this book has, which is 114. So all of this exercise that we did here, it says that, yeah, this is the Quran that I'm talking to you about. Okay. So that's why it makes it so important for us, as I said, to put the entire Quran together when we are reading the Quran. Okay? When God wants to emphasize something, He verbatim repeats the verse in two different chapters. We just saw that in chapter 101, and then we saw it in chapter 69 in the Quran. Verses 21, 69, 21, and 107:7. Okay? So we saw those verses in there, and they were exactly the same thing. And then he will have a pleasing life. Okay. So that's why it's so important for us to take this to heart. And again, don't get into a hurry. Reread the Quran. Quran is a very deeply designed book and wants to talk to your heart. So open your heart and say, okay, now teach me today what you want to teach me. And God will find a way to teach you all of those things that other people think that are confusing, that they are irrelevant. Because the person who understands it never questions God's wisdom to begin with. Why he's saying that? Always blamed on his own or her shortfalls, that somehow he or she does not understand it, rather than God is talking nonsense. The arrogant ones, they think that, oh, they are smart. The reason they don't understand it is because this is a bunch of nonsense. But that's not the case. The believer looks at it differently, completely differently. He says, okay, I am here today, and I do not have the capacity, the brain capacity, or the intelligence to understand this verse today. So I'll wait, because God will teach me when the time comes. And He will see to it that you'll get the knowledge when the time is right for you. Okay. So I'm going to stop here, and we'll finish our Jum'ah. Allahu Kabir.